Hi guys, this week we're going to review Supergirl Volume 2. Last week we reviewed Supergirl Volume 1, and so this week we're going to do number 2. Right away, I like this volume, judging a book by its cover. It's a cool cover. I think I've actually tried my hand at drawing this a couple times. Turned out okay. You can see that on my blog, I think. So the first issue in this book is drawn by George Perez, and I know a lot of people really like his art, and there's nothing wrong with that per se. Like, I like Supergirl in this picture, looks good, right? There are a lot of pictures in this issue that I don't like. They're not good in my, like, comparatively, I guess. Like, if you look at this one here, I'm not a fan of that. This doesn't strike me as great art. So in this one we're introduced a little more into Siobhan. I mentioned that she appeared in 1 or 2 panels in the last book, and here she's a main player. And then thankfully for issue 2, we get back to Muhammad Asrar is doing the art. Let's look at Supergirl in that picture. Look at that. Not great. Okay, not great. You go to Muhammad Asrar's book, and we meet Black Banshee, and he's fighting with Silver Banshee. They're related, and for the one issue between here and there that Kara knew Silver Banshee, she didn't tell her about this, and so she feels kind of bad about it, or whatever. But Supergirl's like, you stood up for me at the end of Volume 1, so I'm going to help you out here in Volume 2. And so Supergirl's fighting the Black Banshee, and eventually she dives into him, hoping that her power will overwhelm him and be too much, and that he'll be defeated because of that. Unfortunately for Kara, he's not, and she spends the next issue sort of in her own mind, but within Black Banshee. So he's able to sort of take over memories that she's had and play them against her. And so we get some pretty neat action there. She's fighting this big dragon. And at the end of this issue, Silver Banshee comes back, turns back into Siobhan, and then they get a dodge because they're surrounded by the cops again, and Supergirl's got to escape. And so we're not introduced to the character behind Supergirl yet at this point. I read Batgirl, and there's really, or Nightwing, or even Batman, Superman, you really get that sort of dual storyline. Like, here's the civilian storyline of that character, and here's the superhero storyline of that character, and how they intertwine. Whereas Supergirl goes right from out of the frying pan and into the fire all the time. Like, there's no real big character building yet for her, even to this point. Like, you get a sense of what she's like, but not like, oh, she needs to accomplish these things or whatever. Anyways, so then we get to the issue that is the cover issue, and I really like the idea of this villain for her. And here finally we get to see Kara be a person. Like, she goes out on a bit of a date with Siobhan's brother, and then this villain shows up, and he's really cool. He's got like a nano suit, and he can sort of change disguises and mold over Kara's face and do all these sorts of things, and then she blasts him in the head, and that's it. Over. And I thought, that's kind of a letdown, because I just reread this, and he's a cool enough villain, you could do more with it, I think. Maybe they will later. Volume 5 just came in the mail, so we'll see. Anyways, we get to this one. She's hanging out with Clark again and trying to find out about her pod, and then we've sort of made that bit of progress, making Kara likable, dating Siobhan's brother, and then she's arguing with Superman again, and he's sort of like, I've been keeping my eye on you to make sure that, you know, things are going okay or whatever, and she's like, I knew it! The only reason you want me to stay with you so you can keep me under control. You're no different. Blah, blah, blah. And I thought, what a step back that is. You know, you're building this character, and then let's bring her right back to I don't trust anybody or anything, which seemed like kind of a step back to me. Anyways, she takes off. She's got to do it all on her own. Blah, blah, blah. And she fights this, like, water monster thing, and it turns out part of her pod settled in the bottom of the ocean and made kind of a sanctuary place, and she finds Simon Tycho from Volume 1 is there, sort of taking up residence in her pod, and then you go back to the 0 issue of Supergirl. And that's how the book ends, with the 0 issue, and it sort of tells the story of how she ended up getting off Krypton, and sort of that her father was a little bit underhanded about how he went about it, not with the agreement of her mother. So Kara left apparently at like the exact same time as Clark did, except that Kara stayed in stasis around our sun for a while, whereas Clark landed right on Earth. Anyways, so that's Volume 2. I thought it was pretty good. I bought it. I'd buy it given the option. After reading it, I still would have bought it, kind of thing. Art, again, except for the issue by George Perez, in my opinion, the art's really good. I think that Michael Green and Mike Johnson, again, do great writing. Aside from the development of the character, like, it's a good story, just like Volume 1's a good story, but they even to this point, this is 12 issues in, and the 0 issue, to me they haven't done a lot with the character of Kara Zor-El. Like, you know what Supergirl's all about, she can, you know, kick ass and chew bubblegum, and she's all out of gum most of the time. But as far as the person behind the suit, you don't get a lot of insight into that, other than she's still a year on into this run, sort of confused about who she is and what her place is on Earth. And I would have hoped for a little more development than that. But anyways, it's a good book. It's got good art. If you like Supergirl, awesome. If you like Superman and you're branching out, as I did when I bought these volumes, still good and worth a read. So, there you go. Make sure to check out my other videos. If you liked this one, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more comic book reviews and drawings that I've done and stuff, subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss anything. Okay? Thanks. Bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. Follow me at Crispy47 on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye. It's Talia. Talia, the cat that wants to get in every video I make. Hi, Talia. Bye-bye.